Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Stu Him Productions brings to you its number one podcast in the world.
J&M, solve the world. I am James.
And I am Matt. And tonight, we are going to take a trip.
You didn't bring mushrooms, did you?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
You know how me and
what-
mushrooms are.
I wasn't quite prepared for that.
You ain't the only one.
Now,
Nope.
now you're talking a good, like I'm just
Drawing a blank.
Totally went blank on mushroom names.
Yeah.
Portobello. You talking a good deep fried portobello?
Wait. There he is. No. We're gonna take a trip down memory lane.
Ooh.
With the 250th birthday of the greatest nation on the planet. We're going to talk about stuff that we have seen because you, my friend, are old enough to remember the bicentennial.
Yeah.
I remember the after effect of the bicentennial.
Right.
Because I was 2.5 years old when the bicentennial happened. And you were what?
9.
Yeah.
I would turn 10. But July the 4th, 1976, I'd have been 9.
Right.
Yeah, I remember a lot of the lead up, the celebrations and stuff going on. And of course, Rocky, came out and it was all about the bicentennial, Apollo Crews.
Right.
Apollo Creed, I'm sorry, not Apollo Crews, not the WWE guy. But Apollo Creed was wanting to put on the big bicentennial fight, and that's how Rocky got his shot. And yeah, it's hard to believe that's 50 fucking years ago.
Well, okay, and let's think of it like this too. The nation put out a special quarter. And at that point, it was the only time. Since the bicentennial, we've had the state coins, we've had whatever they're doing now, but the newest ones.
Yeah, there's a new 250th year. I forget what that's called. Something. They were talking about it on Bob and Tom the other day, and there's one pronunciation you can use where it stands for like 50 years over 200, but there's another one that's like a half quintennial, which a quintennial would be 500 years, so it's half of that.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's a biquintennial or some shit like that.
But
Or
no.
Because
the bicentennial was 200 years.
200. It's like a half.
Yeah.
It stood for a half 500.
Well,
I don't remember.
the quarters they're producing in 2026. If you were to line up quarters on the table, now, if you were to line up all the coins, quarter, dime, nickel, penny, half dollar, silver dollar, whatever, all of them face one way except for the penny.
Okay.
Now, and I only know this because my brother likes to play the game 31.
What's 31?
So it's like blackjack, but you want to get as close as you can to 31. Aces are worth 11. Your face cards are 10, so on and so forth.
The number cards are their face value.
Right.
Okay.
But they have to be suited. And if you have like 31 in your hand, you immediately flip over.
That hand's over.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's always the person with the. Now, if somebody has 31 and they flip immediately flip over, every other member on that table, has to put into the pot.
Okay.
And, but if you don't have 31, but you're close, you can knock, and then you do that before your turn, and then everybody gets one more turn before it comes around to you. But now if you knocked and you
You've got
have,
to reveal your cards after that round, and if you're not the closest to 31,
if you have the lowest, then you've got a double burn. Because I mean, the way that we've been playing it, and I'm sure it's different, but it's like 3 stacks of 50 cents, and then you've got a stack of 75. Your 75 is your last ditch buy-in. But then if it comes down to it and the last two people, like this dude here knocked and he was the lowest, or if this dude knocked, but then this guy had 31, this guy, he's got a double burn, and then everybody gets like one more shot. That's your buy-in. Anyways,
so you get 5 cards initially, and then do you draw from the deck, or
3?
You get 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And you can only have 3 cards. But anyways,
so can you draw from the deck?
yes,
And
or
then-
from the discard.
And then you got a discard. Oh,
Right.
so if the person before you played exactly what you need for 31, you can draw that one and discard, and
Yeah.
then you got your 31.
Right. And I mean, the only thing is you've got to be careful.
If you do that, then do you turn?
Yeah, so
if
let's
you draw
say
if you draw your 31, then you immediately pop it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting. We'll try that sometime.
It is. It's really not bad. But because AJ's trying to, he wants, to collect the bicentennial quarters. And, anybody
they
that,
just released them, didn't they?
the bicentennials?
Or not the bicentennials, but the new 250s.
The new ones, and this is what's really weird. All the quarters, because the game is just quarters, Washington is facing the left. The quarter, nickel, dime, everything is facing the left. Lincoln is facing the right.
Okay.
Well, on these new quarters, Washington is facing to the right.
Really?
Yeah, really weird. All of that to get right back to that.
I didn't even check my quarters that I just put in my bucket a while ago.
Yeah. But the AJ's trying to collect the bicentennials, the AMF Harley Davidson. They had what was known as the original night train. It was the first one that had the dovetail fender, but it was a Dyna. It was a wide glide, if I'm not mistaken. But it had that white paint job with the red and blue pinstripes on it. It had that. I mean, the bicentennial was huge because still fresh from Vietnam. Still fresh from Watergate.
Only 21 years after World War II.
Yeah.
No, I take it back. 31 years. 45 to 76.
It's fucking just crazy. But I remember Kiss had their bicentennial poster. They're looking like Revolutionary War soldiers.
Right.
And
Peter had the drums.
right.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody got in behind the bicentennial because I mean, fuck, it was a big fucking deal. 200 years.
Right.
And we weren't even a global superpower yet at that point.
Well, yeah, we were because it was after World War II. That's what
Right.
made us a global superpower, and we were in the, if not the height, but the Cold War was
Right.
really a
Right.
factor.
But, if you think about it,
It was us and Russia, basically.
but it in 1976, it wasn't like it was in the 80s.
Or should I say the Soviet Union?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because they were the Soviet Union at that time.
The
USSR.
the height of the Cold War was definitely the 80s,
Yes.
especially in cinema and everything. All the movies that came out, the Cold War movies, and
I will say, Mr. Gorbachev, take down that wall.
it was the late 80s when Red Dawn came out. And, yeah.
Avenge me, boys! Avenge me!
I shall avenge you. Oh, wait, that was Wrath of Khan.
Yeah. But,
Same time period.
yeah. Okay, the bicentennial, you had a presidential election, you had the Olympics. Um,
And I remember that Olympics, too, because that was when Sugar Ray Leonard won the gold medal.
Gerald Ford lost to
Jimmy Carter.
the peanut farmer.
Farmer.
And still, to this day, and I know we've talked about it on the podcast before, but Gerald Ford is the only president never to be elected.
Right. Because he wasn't the elected vice president when
No.
he took over for Nixon.
Nope.
Funny how that happens, because he was on the Warren Commission.
Ford?
Yeah.
Well, him and Nixon went to college together.
But I mean, he wasn't Nixon's vice president, but
No.
his vice president kind of got ousted before Nixon did, and Ford was appointed. But Ford was on.
Ford was asked by Nixon to become his vice president when Spiro Agnew stepped down.
But it was kind of funny that because Nixon was all about digging into the
Oh, yeah.
Kennedy assassination,
Yeah.
but Ford was on the Warren Commission. So, things that make you go,
And a lot of shit has been said about Ford over the years about being a football player and he just wasn't all there. But when it came to a tree in the DMZ between North and South Korea, it was Gerald Ford that was ready to fucking wipe North Korea off the fucking map over a tree.
did not know that.
Yeah, the Fat Electrician. There is he does a whole video about it. And this all takes place 73, 74, 75, that whole time frame. And North Koreans were gearing up to fucking go at it. And Gerald Ford said,
You mean Vietnam? Oh, the Korean conflict again? Or the Vietnam?
between North and South Korea, there was a tree in the DMZ.
Okay.
And it blocked the viewing north into south, south into north. But it was a thriving tree. It was almost like a symbol, if you will.
Okay.
A peace sort of symbol. North Korea wanted to cut it down, and the Americans were like, the fuck you say. And, it just kept going back and forth, back and forth. And North Korea stood down whenever Gerald Ford, President Ford said, hold my beer, let's play. Or as Al Bundy would say, let's play.
Right.
Because, I mean, there were bombers overhead, fucking battleships and carriers and everything like that. Like, it's almost like the proportional in the 80s when Iran like hit an American boat.
Mm.
And then the Americans took down this oil rig and that oil rig and this battleship and that battleship and this submarine. And I mean, yeah. Anyways, I digress. You know, one of the things that I'm really prevalent more so now during our 250th, we have the World Cup in the United States. And we have talked about this. And I have seen it firsthand with the World Cup being in Kansas City. And you have all the different, son of a bitch, all the different countries around Kansas City. And you've talked about it. People like free refills on their coffee. What?
Yeah.
Free refills on their sodas. What?
The English guy eating biscuits and gravy for the first time and going, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know, people have never been here before that are here for the World Cup and they're like experiencing America.
Right. And it's people, you know, outside the United States, they think it's all about politics because that's all that gets like released around the world. Not realizing that, you know, politics is going to go coast to coast in the United States.
Well, it's like we've talked many times. If you just look at social media and you watch CNN or you watch Fox or whatever, you would think there's a fucking war going on.
Oh, yeah.
But you and I know in our everyday life, we encounter lots of people.
Yes.
You know, whether it just be holding the door for somebody at a convenience store or letting somebody go in front of you in a parking lot or whatever. And we know that those people don't agree with us 100%. We have different views, but guess what? We can be civil to each other in everyday life.
But it's like you get away from DC, you get away from the coasts, New York, LA, you get away from those.
Yeah, but even on the streets out there and stuff too, people coexist. They're not wearing their fucking Democrat badge of honor or their Republican badge of honor or their MAGA flag. Well, some people are wearing their MAGA hats and shit, but you know what I mean.
Right. But it, you know, everyday life here, politics isn't a big thing. We're more worried about day-to-day survival.
Right. I mean, people sit around at the coffee shop. You might hear them bitching about something going on. You know, it's like, okay.
But that's what retirees do.
Right. But, you know, what we're worried about is what do we pay for gas at the pump?
Exactly.
What do we pay for a fucking pound of hamburger?
Right.
You know, and
I got to pay you how much for gas? Oh, and you're subsiding it with fucking corn?
Right. I thought that was supposed to make it cheaper. What the hell?
Yeah. Anyways, but I digress.
I don't know. I mean, I know there was a lot of shit going on in 1976. Just like I say, just out of Vietnam. Of course, you know, the Watergate thing, and then
I am not a crook.
Then Carter getting elected and everything. And I'm sure, and I remember my dad and my uncle sitting on the front porch down at Pleasant Hope talking about how everything's going to shit. You know, these fucking kids today and and all that. But it don't seem like we were as divided then as we are now, politically.
Well,
There was
okay.
still, because even in '80 when Reagan got elected, him and oh god damn it, I'm drawing a blank on his name. He was the House Speaker. He's a Democrat. Tip O'Neill.
Mm,
They still worked together on shit.
yes.
It wasn't. Well, I can't agree with that motherfucker because he's got an elephant on his hat or a donkey on his hat or whatever.
Right,
they
right.
tried to.
Well, and I think bicentennial and I'm going to go as far as
Or
to the
not signing a bill that both sides agreed on because he wants his bill to go through.
right. In today's society, everyone's got a voice.
Keyboard warriors.
During the bicentennial, everybody still had a voice.
That was at the election booth. In your town hall meetings and stuff like that. But you couldn't get drunk and sit on your iPhone or your keyboard and say a bunch of stupid shit you would never say to somebody's face.
Or doing it, typing this shit while you're on the toilet.
Right.
Um,
I told the guy one night, I said, you would never say this to my face because if you did, I'd knock the shit out of you.
are you threatening me?
No, it's just a fact.
Mike Tyson said it best. Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Yep.
And, nothing is more prominent than being punched in the face than the backlash from the UFC fight at the White House.
Mm-hmm.
And who was it? There was quite a few people that, and I saw this on the a lot of the comments while the fighters were coming out, being escorted, and this is how ignorant people are, because the fighters are coming out of the White House, they're being escorted, and there were service members saluting as they were walking by. The fighters would walk by. And here's how ignorant people are. They don't understand. They said it was very disrespectful that these people from other countries are being saluted by American service members. No, those fighters are not. That person that's walking behind those fighters, that's a Medal of Honor recipient.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter if they're in uniform or not.
Right.
And those soldiers are not, I mean, if you want to get techno about it, those soldiers are saluting that medal.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I didn't have a problem. I thought it was, no telling how much it cost us in taxpayer dollars to do that. Supposedly it cost the UFC $30 million out of the UFC's pocket to put it on.
Right.
I was kind of like Rogan. I was more concerned about the weather and the heat and stuff. I mean, you had some world title fights
Yes.
that should have been fought in a controlled climate.
Right.
But it turned out that the storms kind of went on both. It was delayed for an hour, but the thunderstorms kind of went on both sides of them. And the air temperature during the fights was around 72, 75 degrees, so it worked out great. And I haven't watched it yet, but it was the first UFC card ever to have a decision, or not a decision, but a finish to every fight. Not
Right.
one fight went to a decision.
Right.
Every fight was a knockout or it couldn't continue. Like the main event, Justin Gaethje.
Yep.
He was a 6-1 underdog. Stopped him. I can't remember what round it was. I know Gaethje about got beat in the second round, but then he came back in the third round. And I think if it was either between the third and fourth or the fourth and fifth round, his opponent could not continue.
Mm-hmm.
He quit sitting on his stool. So I'd like to go back and watch the fights
Right.
and fast forward through a lot of the other stuff, you know. Because I mean, I seen Dana White and Trump coming down to their box.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they showed all that, and that's fine, whatever, you know. It's like the America 250 fair they're having in Washington, D.C. They're supposed to have the big concert.
Mm-hmm.
And then a lot of the bands found out it was more going to be like a political rally than a celebration, so they opted out.
Right. And I get that.
Yeah,
I am 100% about that.
Yeah.
Because we're here to celebrate 250 years of our great nation. It should not be political. Because when Joe Bob and Jim Bob from different families, when they came together to fight against the British, did they give a shit if they were Democratic, Republican, Independent, or anything like that? No.
yeah, Whigs or Tories or whatever their
Yeah.
parties were back then.
Yeah.
No.
No, and it should, in a celebration of our nation, we should not politics.
Farmers and bankers standing side by side.
Right.
You know.
It shouldn't be political. Just like an election shouldn't involve religion.
I mean, it's kind of it's kind of got bad enough now that if you fly an American flag, the first assumption is, oh, you're a Trumper. No, I love my country. You know, but it's just the narrative.
Oh yeah. You're one of the MAGA guys, aren't you? No, I'm an American. I fought for this country. You know, what'd you do?
Right.
Now, next week, it's going to come out after the 4th, only because, well, I got to work, and we got stuff that we have to do on the 4th. But we will have a 4th of July special with, for the first time ever on this podcast, by the way, is the #1 podcast produced by Do Him Productions.
Yes, it is.
You will get to see me make a drink and watch it being layered. Red, white, and blue. Because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. And I'm gonna do that before I have any other libations.
Probably be a good idea.
Yes. Yes. You know, something else that I want to bring up, and we've talked about this before. We're both from the same generation, but growing up, we had different ways we grew up. And it's not necessarily how we were raised, it's where we were raised. You know, I mean, shit.
Well, a little bit of difference was you were raised by a boomer. I was raised by the greatest generation.
Right. You had to sit there and think about it for a second.
Because
Yeah.
I was raised by a World War II veteran.
Right.
You were raised by a Vietnam era mother.
Yes. She was 24 when she gave birth to me.
Yeah. So she was a teenager in the in the late 60s, early 70s.
Well, my
big-
brother was born in 70. Mom would have, she was 20 years old.
20 years old, so she was a teenager in the late 60s.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, she was still in Catholic school when President Kennedy was assassinated,
Right.
and that was a big deal. The
That,
nuns.
that was on my mom's birthday,
Damn.
November 22nd.
But with you growing up, with we're gonna take parents out of it because you had both your parents growing up. I only had one.
Right.
Not saying that the other parents died, but my parents were divorced.
Right.
You grew up out here in the country, so you did a lot of different things than I did growing up in town. if you
Right.
will. I can't say city because
It wasn't a Kansas City, St. Louis type area. It
No.
was more like a Bolivar, Buffalo. Not even that big.
I'd say Springfield
Oh, Springfield. Okay.
because we had a mall,
Oh, okay.
and the mall had Aladdin's Castle.
We had Aladdin's Castle in Springfield.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I think I've still got a token
we
from
had
Aladdin's Castle somewhere.
a Sam Goody at the mall, and this end of the mall was Kmart. This
Ours
end
was
of the mall
Sears.
was Penny's.
We had a Penny's and a Sears.
We had Sears right in the middle.
Okay.
You had there was
Did you have a Kaleidoscope?
no.
Did you have, what was the music store?
We had Radio Shack. We had Sam Goody. We had KB Toys.
We had Radio Shack. Oh, fuck. I'm trying to think of the music store. It was on one end of the mall.
What kind of music? Like
No, it was records and tapes.
okay.
Yeah.
Because we
Not
had
a-
we
not
had
a-
an
not a-
instrument store.
Not a guitar center or nothing like that, you know. Of course, that wasn't a thing back then.
Our music store was mostly like organs and keyboards and stuff.
Band music, where schools could rent band. Yeah, people could rent band music.
Band equipment.
Band equipment. Kaleidoscope?
No, we didn't.
No. God damn it! What was the name of that music store? Like I say, it was LPs,
Yeah.
vinyl, fucking cassettes.
CDs were huge back then. Well, they were brand new.
Ours were starting to come out.
Right.
back then, yeah. But by the time you could, CDs.
I mean, it was the newest thing.
Camelot.
Yes.
Camelot music.
Yes,
That's it.
we had a Camelot.
Yes.
We had
Of course, they sold band T-shirts and stuff like that too. Oops, creaky. There's a creaky board down there. Right?
yeah.
Have that checked out.
My buddy Aaron and I and Chad would go to the mall, and we'd go into Baskin Robbins and sample. Aaron had a thing. He loved the daiquiri ice. It wasn't ice cream, but it had that like almost like a margarita daiquiri sort of flavor to it. And this is before they had the like the itty bitty, like Baskin Robbins had the itty bitty like scoop. No, you got like the full spoon, and it was like, oh yeah, nom 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 nom.
I'm trying to think.
The food court.
Our food court, when you walked in from the outside entrance into the food court, to the right was Aladdin's Castle,
Yep.
the arcade. To the left, I can't remember the name of it, but it was a potato bar. And you could get a baked potato any way you wanted it, or they had some of the best homemade chips you ever had. I mean, they actually sliced the potatoes
Right,
there,
right.
seasoned them, and deep fried them right there. And then straight on To the left was the cinema. I
Okay.
think it was 4 or 6 theaters. But that was the first time I had Chick-fil-A because it was actually inside the mall there.
Oh shit.
This would have been late 80s because
Okay.
my first wife, we'd go to the mall to go to the movies. She had to have Chick-fil-A.
I never had Chick-fil-A until I moved out to Phoenix.
Really?
My daughter's mom, the whole time she was pregnant, that's all she wanted was Chick-fil-A. And now my daughter, anytime she comes to see me, we've got to get Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. And back then, I don't know that they had a sandwich because we always got the chicken tenders.
Okay.
I don't know if they had a Chick-fil-A sandwich at that time. You know, but I
That
remember,
was-
but I remember their tenders were like, "Oh my God!"
Right, right.
What are you putting on these?
Exactly. What is that, crack cocaine?
Is that heroin? What the fuck?
We had, okay, if you came in the main entrance, I forget, it was like a travel agent or some shit right here, and then you're coming in and you had a hallway that came across, and like the only thing down this hallway, Aladdin's castle.
Of course, I also remember going up and going around Aladdin's castle, and you went down and Kaleidoscope, which was the first place I ever seen a dildo in a store that you could just anybody could walk into, because they had like kind of an adult section over in
Yeah,
the corner.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Plus, they had all the Halloween masks and the gag gifts and all that shit, and the concert T-shirts. But one of my favorite stores was Wilson's Leather.
Oh, yes.
My God, you just walk in there and go. And they had motorcycle jackets and dusters and
Yep,
gloves
yep.
and hats and vests and
We had there was in the mall you had Payless shoe store, but then like Penny's had Nikes and all that, and
we had a Foot Locker.
Sears had that. We didn't have a Foot Locker that I remember, and I'm probably wrong, because we were poor. It was ghetto Christmas for us.
Right.
Every year. Tax time. Hey, it's Christmas time. And mom would let us choose one gift, but at tax time, she would always buy us a good pair of shoes. Mm-hmm. You're not getting canvas shoes. No, these shoes have to be leather because they have to last you a year.
I'm trying to remember. Chess King.
Chess King.
Yeah, it specialized in like the apparel of the '80s type stuff.
Oh my God.
Yeah, if you seen it in a music video,
Okay.
it was probably at Chess King.
Okay.
And I'm not talking the hair band era. I'm talking like the pop music era
Yep.
of the '80s.
The day glow fucking everything.
Just the styles, the overlapping lapels with the laces, and and
The body glove shirts that you leave your hand on there
parachute pants.
and you take it off and there's still the outline, the heat from your
Oh,
your
yeah,
hand.
yeah. The parachute pants. Yep.
The Michael Jackson Beat It
Mm-hmm.
or the Thriller jackets.
Right, or like the Duran Duran type apparel, and Chess King. That just popped in my head.
Yeah.
Just walk by there and see all that shit on the mannequins and go, yeah, I don't think that's going to work in Polk County or Dallas County. What are you, some kind of wigger?
Well,
No.
no, not necessarily.
I like Duran Duran. You ever seen Hungry for the Wolf? Man, good video.
What was that big music store at Battlefield?
Oh, several years later, the
Yeah, it took up like one whole end.
CD Warehouse.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it was across from the mall.
No. This one was actually in the mall. You could come in from the parking lot into it, or you could come down through and
That was
inside.
Camelot, wasn't it?
Chuckmo worked at.
Okay, it was a different name then, but it was the same place.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
yeah,
at
yeah,
the
yeah.
it
Yeah,
like it was
yeah.
actually a part of the mall.
Right,
but yeah.
right, right, yeah. Then across Glenstone,
Yes.
you had the Brentwood Shopping Center,
Right.
which had Brentwood music,
Uh-huh.
which was where Chris and I first took guitar lessons.
Right.
And it was mostly guitars, basses, and drums, and you
Right,
know,
right.
not
Yeah.
you know. Then that became Music City, which is now where
Guitar Center
Guitar
is.
Center is.
Yeah. You know, I miss the times. Do I miss the amount of money that I made back then? Fuck no.
I miss how much shit cost back then, though.
You have a point.
I think besides the aches and pains and not being able to do everything you used to do in your 20s, the worst thing about getting older is remembering what shit used to cost. I see people putting on Facebook all the time, well, back in 1979, gas was blah, 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 a loaf of bread was blah, 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 blah. My response is, yeah, what'd you make a week?
Right.
You know, was you making $1.75 an hour? And gas was 29 cents. Okay, let's
Yeah, right.
recalculate what do you make an hour now compared to what gas costs?
Okay, a 3-bedroom, 1-bath home, which was, or even a 1.5 bath. You know, those were averaging, you know, $60,000 back
That
in the
was
day.
high.
Oh fuck yeah!
That was high.
Now, if
Sandy and I looked at some houses across Scenic. It was a pretty nice neighborhood. It was a brand new housing project. They had single levels and 2 stories.
right,
The single levels were like 49, and the 2 stories were like 61. And we thought, God damn, ain't no way we could ever afford something like that.
and you look at it now, and it'd be like, you mean, wait, whoa. $61,000 for this house?
Can I pay cash?
I mean,
Well, it's like that.
are you
talking,
telling me I've got to have, like, I can't do a 15-year note? I have to do a 30?
Well, that's bullshit anyway.
But I'm lazy enough.
you
and
know
I'd
that
be,
you know that new single wide home that's went in there in Lewisburg right before you get to 65 on the.
oh
on the
yeah,
north
yeah,
side of the
yeah,
road.
yeah.
I told Dad, I said, with the housing prices the way they are, I said, you may start seeing a whole lot of them because that's a small single wide house.
Yes.
I said, but you know what's funny? I said, they probably paid more for that than we paid for ours.
Well,
But
I mean,
we've been in ours for 22 years, so
have you looked at the prices of like some of the tiny homes?
oh, I know. Like $150,000 for a tiny home. You're going,
Right.
What?
Yeah.
That'd be this room, the bathroom, and the family room in there.
Right. Oh yeah. It's like, wait a second, hold up. You mean to tell me that you're gonna build this house on a tandem axle trailer that I don't need a 5th wheel for? And you want me to spend $100,000?
Uh-huh. My boss told me his wife just done a land deal out by Long Lane. 300 acres of timber,
Oh, okay, okay.
$3 million.
God,
Not even good pasture land.
no, and it's
I mean, hopefully there's a lot of walnut trees on that motherfucker they can harvest off of it. You know?
dude, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You're going east of Buffalo, west of Lebanon on 32.
Not close to nothing.
Those kids have to be bussed into Buffalo to go to school.
Mm-hmm.
This is how bad that place is. For those that are just watching, and you think that
anything east of Buffalo.
and you think that we're just trying to be bougie. They don't have a Casey's. They don't have a Dollar General. They ain't even got a fucking MFA gas pump out there.
They got a bar about halfway between Buffalo and...
That don't mean nothing. We've got a bar.
Just a good way to get DWIs.
We have a bar.
We have a bar.
I mean, it's a bar. I got my mixing stuff here. We got a lot of alcohol there. We have alcohol in there.
Go defrost that freezer again.
Yeah, I know. But if you want to help the #1 podcast on Stu Him Productions, and you would like to donate to the new bar that J&M Solve the World needs, send us a note to J&M Solve the World in care of Stu Him Productions at
2120 East 342nd Road, Halfway, Missouri, 65663.
And make sure that you do put J&M Solve the World in care of Stu Him Productions. And if you want to write it on the back of the envelope, bar, that'd be great. If you would like us to try an alcohol in the bar and lounge for an alcohol review, leave us a comment. Let us know where you are watching this podcast from. Not on what platform. Where in the world are the J&M fans?
What state? What country?
Yeah.
Also, comment and let us know, what are your plans for this 4th of July?
What are you...
Are you going somewhere to celebrate? Are you celebrating with family and friends? Are you setting off fireworks?
Are you...
Or are you going to watch a fireworks display? Just leave in the comments down below, what are your plans? Are you traveling very far? Or because of gas prices, you plan on sticking close to home? Just give us an idea on this 250th celebration, what you plan on doing. You know, big barbecue for the fam, or you plan on just going somewhere, watching a fireworks display, or going to a party, going to a bar, or somewhere to celebrate. Let us know in the comments down below.
And while you are doing all this, keep one thing in mind. If you're going to drive, don't drink. If you're going to drink, don't drive. Wrap it before you tap it. Don't beat your pets.
Be careful, and if you can't be careful, name it after me. Or Matt.
No, not me. Because the moment you give a child my name, it's going to become like the spawn of Satan. I'm just saying.
Just saying.
But on that note, you have just watched another episode of the #1 podcast from Stu Him Productions.
J&M Solve the World. I have been James.
And I've been Matt. And until next time, you keep one fist in the gold, one foot in the gutter. And we will be seeing you.
Peace.